So, okay. All right. So Karen Ridle, National Sales Director from Glen Allen, Virginia. So it's late there. Let me just say, it's a little bit later there. Okay. She's earned 13 Mary Kay cars, 10 of them in the beautiful pink Cadillac. So far, they have not paid her highest check. She's waiting for that $90,000 a month one, but they paid her about $21,000 in 1 month. Okay. She has been in Gold Circle in her first full year as a national sales director. She's married to her husband, Chuck. They have one son, Trey. He is 30 years old. I mean, I could go on and on and on. I love Karen. She's amazing, but she's going to get to tell you her story. And I was saying, Mary Kay, if my story is not your story, somebody's story is your story. So Karen, I'm just going to give it up to you, girl. So go for it.
Oh, Janice, thank you so much. I'm so excited to be here tonight. A big welcome to everybody. I always say that God positions people right when they need to hear about Mary Kay. So you might be here tonight just supporting your consultant or just finding out a little bit more. But I do hope that tonight something I share might inspire you to take that leap of faith. It has been a leap of faith that has changed my life forever. And mine is a two-part story. Okay. So I bet you'll be able to find yourself in one of the two parts of my story. And so when I started my business, it was 31 years ago. It'll actually be 32 years on August the 7th. So I can't even believe it. But when I was approached the first time, I was a newlywed right out of college, married to my high school sweetheart in my first job in marketing. And I was not looking for anything. Like I said, it was my first job. I made about that much money. You know how that is, right? But I was thrilled. I was happy. I loved my job. And my former sister-in-law now was in Houston, Texas. I lived in Virginia Beach, Virginia. And she reached out to me to say, Karen, I think you'd be great in Mary Kay. Well, I thought that was the craziest thing I ever heard. Rolled my eyes completely. I was not a makeup girl. I had no idea how to apply eyeshadow. My idea of eye color was one color that matched my skin tone because I didn't know what I was doing. And so makeup, not my thing. Also, never had done sales, didn't want to do sales. Like sales was totally off the table for me. And so I said, thanks, but no thanks. And then she would call me back a week or so later and tell me more. And then she'd call me back a week or so later and tell me more. And honestly, I was a hard and fast no every time. Now, I didn't feel pressured. I didn't feel like she was driving me crazy. Like she was just genuinely excited and I was happy for her, but I was not interested. I mean, not even the slightest bit. Is anybody relating to me yet? Well, it was the fourth time that we had a conversation after about, I don't know, 4, 5, 6 weeks. And I really feel like that was the day that God took the veil off my eyes. I realized two things. One, we're broke. My former husband now was in medical school and I was the only one working. We really had no money. And so I realized we're broke and it's not getting any better. Can you relate? The other thing I realized was I'm pretty smart. If somebody would teach me, I could probably do this. I mean, think about it. If you have a job, you're teachable and coachable. Mary Kay is a skills-based business. As long as I was willing to practice what they were teaching me, I could learn it. And so I said yes. And I started practicing. I plugged into my mentor who was assigned to my success, and I started doing everything she told me. I'll never forget my first week in business. I practiced on 6 faces. I didn't know a lot of people because we'd only lived in Virginia Beach for a little over a year. So I practiced on 6 coworkers over the course of that week. I sold $636 of product, and half of that was my profit. I had fun. I made money. I made new friends. Like it was a win, and I was hooked. And I started to be very consistent in building my business. And at the end of my first year, I earned my first car. I became a sales director and I had my son, Trey. And when Trey was born almost 31 years ago now, I was able to leave my full-time job and be a work from home mom as a Mary Kay sales director. So my first time in Mary Kay really was just to make some extra money. And then everything else came from that. As I started to practice, I fell in love with the company. I fell in love with the culture. I fell in love with the products. I found out I knew how to apply eye color. It was such a great experience. Well, I stayed home with Trey for the first 4 years of his life as a Mary Kay sales director working from home. And then, oh, my life started to fall apart. My high school sweetheart was not such a sweetheart. And I found myself in the midst of a divorce that I did not want. And I ended up stepping away from Mary Kay. I was still a consultant. I just did nothing for 5 years. I moved back to Richmond, Virginia, and which is where I live now. And I took a job at a large law firm as a marketing manager. And really, I love my job. Great job. great money, great people. I mean, really and truly, y'all, I was happy. Again, I wasn't looking for anything but God. And what I realized was, here I am in corporate America in a great job that everybody thinks is great. But the better job I did for the law firm, the more work they gave me. So my 40-hour work week became 60 and 70 hours a week. Can anybody relate to that? I mean, that happens in education. It happens in healthcare. It happens in corporate America. Like once you start doing a good job, they keep giving you more work and your income pretty much stays the same. And that's where I was. And I found myself with no balance to my life. And I missed Mary Kay's values and priorities of God first, family second, career third. Can I just tell you, that was not the law firm's priorities. It was career, career, career. And that's not what I wanted. I liked the income. I even liked the job, but I was never home. By this time, I was newly married. Chuck and I have been married for 22 years now. So he is the keeper. But at that time, my son was about 7 or 8. He was playing lots of baseball, and I was missing out on life. I was missing out on the field trips. I was missing out on baseball games. I was missing out on being a part of my husband's classroom activities. He was an elementary teacher at the time. And I just wanted balance back to my life. And God started to open the door again to Mary Kay. Now, initially, I was like, there's no way. Like, I miss it and it sounds awesome, but there's no way. I'm so busy. Can you relate? Let me just tell you this. I believe that Mary Kay Cosmetics is the busy woman's best side hustle option. I truly believe that because we sell a consumable product that is recession proof. Even as the prices of everything are increasing, women are still going to buy their moisturizer, their lip color, their mascara. They're still going to buy those things. And we also found out that we're pandemic proof. And so I love the product. It's always going to be in demand. And so I just thought, well, maybe it's time to restart Mary Kay to get me out of corporate America for good. And so in spite of a crazy busy life and so much going on, I knew if I kept doing what I was doing, I was going to keep getting what I was getting. Can you let that sink in? If I keep doing what I'm doing, I'm going to keep getting what I'm getting. And I was getting 60 and 70-hour work weeks and no balance and no family time. And I wanted to be present when my son was growing up. And so that's when I decided to restart my Mary Kay business. Now, I could not just up and quit my job. We needed my income. But I decided to start squeezing Mary Kay into those little pockets of time. Remember, it's the busy woman's best side hustle option. Complete freedom and flexibility of when you work, where you work, with who you work, how much you work, how little you work, with a consumable, recession-proof pandemic profit product. And you're able to build a customer base and a team at your pace. Well, I decided to see what would happen and I jumped back in. But I have to tell you, I didn't come back in just to make a little bit of extra money. The second time I came back to my Mary Kay business, I came back to be a leader, to replace corporate America income, and to be my own boss and to set myself free from corporate America. Man, if you put in there, I'm in for free, think about this. When you say I'm in for free, you could be literally setting yourself free from the corporate America or whatever job you have where you could be your own boss. And that's what happened to me. I started to rebuild my business. I earned my car 6 months later. I became a director just a few months after that. And I've been full-time ever since. That was about 21 years ago. I've never looked back. I've been driving free for 20 years, 13 cars, 11 pink Cadillacs, traveling the world, Mary Kay style, 5-star vacations for my husband and I, year after year after year, and over $2 million in commissions. I have to tell you, I'm so grateful that I said yes both times. The first time to make a little bit of extra money. The second time to be able to design my life and replace corporate America income where I could be my own boss. One of the things I'm so passionate about is how Mary Kay is a business for 60 plus years of helping women make dreams come true. It's what I love talking about, financing dreams and living your dream life. And so Mary Kay has been paying the bills for my family for many years, but my favorite dream, and Mary Kay has financed many, many dreams for me and my family. But my favorite dream, when I think about how I started and my son was born 1 year to the day, or not to the day, 1 year after I started my Mary Kay business. I had no idea what God had in store for me with this Mary Kay opportunity. But check out what happened. When I came back to Mary Kay 21 years ago and I started to build my business again, and I set myself free from corporate America to be my own boss, and I started earning six figures, six figures, six figures. You know what? My son was able to graduate from college debt free, in part due to my Mary Kay business. I didn't even know Trey was going to be around when I said yes to Mary Kay. You have no idea what could happen in your life after your yes, where you will see God's divine hand on the provision of what Mary Kay does for you. So Trey, when he graduated from college, he was able to start his adult life debt-free. Thank you, Mary Kay. Thank you, God, for giving me the courage to step out on faith and just see what this business would do for me. And guess what? This business works, and it's been working for almost 61 years. In fact, we set the precedence of excellence across the direct sales industry. If you're a busy woman who barely has time to do anything outside of work and family, guess what? You have an opportunity that will help you earn income to finance dreams like getting out of debt. I saw that in the comments, paying for vacations, whatever it is that you have on your heart, you can build this business virtually and in person to create your dream life. I'm so grateful I said yes. My life has been forever changed. My family's life has been forever changed. And countless women who have joined my team and now my national area were impacted by my yes 31 years ago. Who could be attached to your yes? You never know until you just step out on faith, get that $35 e-start, add on that pro start for 90, and take that leap of faith. I'm so grateful I did. And perhaps tonight is your night to take that leap of faith.
Oh my gosh, Karen, you're so amazing. I love you. And Karen and I become closer this last year. We didn't really know each other because we've been in opposite seminars for so long. But I remember sitting at a table, was it a luncheon at leadership or something? I don't know. We got to know you and your husband, and we've been good friends ever since and developed a great friendship. And in my last 18 months of Mary Kay, cannot believe that. It's really been great just to have your friendship, Karen. So I really value that. And you are a smart, wise woman.
Thank you. I enjoy you. I'm so grateful we've known each other like this. I love it.
Yeah, me too. All right. Well, thank you for that tonight. Okay, so I'm going to take